when I read what I've written, I know what they are. Thank you. Here we go. All right, here we go. Most of my favorite memories of Grundy take place in the Dimestore. As a little girl, my job was taking care of the dolls. Not only did I comb their hair and fluff up their frocks, but I also made up long, complicated life stories for them. Things that had happened to them before they got to the Dimestore, and things that would happen to them after they left my care. I gave each of them 3-part names. Mary Elizabeth Savage, for instance, or Baby Betsy Black, for a little baby doll. Their lives were incredibly dramatic. Upstairs in my father's office, I got to type on my own little typewriter, count money, and talk to Roberta Rabbit, pale, blonde, and pretty as a princess in a fairy tale book. I spent hours and hours upstairs in that office, observing. It's like I'm in the office now, see, and I could observe the whole floor of the Dimestore with all its aisles, you know, fabrics, candy, candy counter, tools, whatever. So I spent hours and hours upstairs in that office observing the whole floor of the Dimestore through the one-way glass window and reveling in my own power. Nobody can see me, but I can see everybody. I witnessed not only shoplifting, but fights and embraces as well. Thus, I learned the position of the omniscient narrator. Actually, the reason I wrote that novel was because when I was in college in my writing classes, I found myself very often writing stories from that weird little 8 or 9-year-old child's point of view. And my teacher at one point, who would turn out to be a very famous teacher, Dr. Lewis Rubin, said, well, you know, these all sort of go together in a way. He said, maybe what you want to do is be writing a novel. He said, of course, you don't have any central conflict. You just have a lot of these stories with a lot of sort of smaller incidents and so on. So anyway, I had thought about that, you know, for a long time, and then I tried to, do it. But as I say, it's not a book that I could ever have written later on. So I'm really glad that I wrote it then.